The second tool on the list is Git. Git is a version control system that helps you track and manage changes in your project. It is essential for the Monash SoDa Replicator. We find the instructions for all operating systems on gitscm.com. Windows users download and run the installer executable. That installer asks us to first confirm the license. We keep the default installation directory. Among the components, we add the Check Daily for Git for Windows Updates option. And we stick to the regular Start menu folder. The initial selection for the default editor is Vim. Vim is the antithesis of beginner-friendly. We recommend choosing VS Code here. Git by default still uses master as the starting branch name for new repositories. This conflicts with GitHub, another tool on our list, which nowadays uses main. Hence, select the second option here. Do not worry if you do not yet understand what branches are. We will explain the workings of Git after installation. For the path environment, option 2 is a good choice. It makes Git usable from third-party software like VS Code. Which version of OpenSSH you use is up to you. For this tutorial, we go with the bundled OpenSSH. For HTTPS, we opt for the Windows Secure Channel Library. Again, your choice, and not relevant for replicator functionality. Windows and Unix-like systems use different invisible characters to mark the end of a line in a text file. The Windows style is denoted CRLF and the Unix style LF. While a lot of Windows software works fine with Unix line endings, problems are more frequent the other way around. The selection on this page is relevant for when you share code with macOS or Linux machines. The first two options are both fine. We select the second one in this tutorial, which keeps Unix line endings in files that already use that format. Windows and Unix-like operating systems do not share the same command line syntax. That is why a lot of software installs terminal emulators on Windows that let you use the terminal native to Linux and macOS. Git, the later discussed Text Live, and programs for shell access to Linux servers are examples of such software. So, for Git to work properly on Windows, we select the first option here. The default behavior of Git pull is a matter of user preferences. We opt for the first item. Feel free to choose whatever, if you understand what this does. Select the Git Credential Manager to avoid having to re-enter username and password all the time when interacting with the later covered GitHub platform. Here, we recommend keeping the default, with only the first option selected. On the last wizard page, we choose to launch Git Bash to demonstrate what the terminal that you just installed looks like. Later on, you can access this Git Bash window by selecting it in the list of installed apps, or by right-clicking on a directory and choosing Open Git Bash here. In this tutorial, we will use Git Bash inside VS Code. On Linux, we open the terminal and update the package index. Then, we install Git. You may notice that this process does not entail the configuration questions we answered on Windows. Do not worry, we will take care of that later. On Mac, it works similarly. You install Git through a package manager. If you do not have the Homebrew package manager on your machine, install it first and then install Git through it with brew install Git.